y'all, welcome to the Honest to Goodness podcast,
where we give you our honest opinions
on good entertainment. I'm Morgan.
I'm Kerri.
I'm Nicole.
And without further ado,
here's today's episode.
We hope you enjoy.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Honest to Goodness podcast, where we give our honest opinions on good entertainment. I'm Morgan with my co-hosts Kerri and Nicole, and today we are going to be reviewing one of the best movies of the year, and that is Three Wise Men and a Baby, starring Andrew Walker, Tyler Hynes, and Paul Campbell.
And if you can't tell, Morgan and I are representing right now. I don't think anybody is shocked by our shirt choices.
No, I don't think anybody else is either.
And I'm sorry for anyone who watches this video, especially Tyler, Andrew, and Paul. I have not been able to get my shirt yet, but I will soon.
We'll make sure she gets her shirt, guys. So yeah, like I said, this is the best movie of the year. Like, it's number one on my ranking because like it was like so good. Like, it checked all the boxes and then some. Like,
it was just pure gold. Pure gold from beginning to end.
Yeah,
there was absolutely not a minute in this movie that was not gold.
Yeah. Can we just start off with that first scene with Luke's pep talk to himself?
Oh my God. How Andrew was able to get through that without probably laughing his tail off, especially if like Tyler or Paul was on set that day. Like, to be there, I could see them hounding him the whole time. Like, oh my gosh.
I like how he says, "Hello, handsome. You are strong, capable, a warrior. There is no obstacle you can't overcome, no mountain you can't climb. Lucas James Brenner, you are," and then his mom interrupts.
Yes.
I love that.
He started out the gate with like, pure comedy.
Absolutely. Like, I love it. And what was also really good about this movie was that the romance wasn't the forefront of the movie. Yeah. It wasn't about romance at all, really. I mean, for crying out loud, Andrew didn't even meet his so-called love interest until literally like the very end.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, which is still beautiful because, like, you know, but like, I love that the romance wasn't the forefront, that it was about this family, these band of brothers who had a rough relationship, who, you know, weren't communicating the right way about how they were feeling, about how they were processing the trauma of like their dad walking out on them. Like, I love that throughout this whole movie, they were starting to reconnect, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That was so good. And which is funny because, like, from what I can see, I mean, maybe other than Paul, I'm pretty sure Tyler and Andrew are still living at home. So, like, I couldn't see.
Well, and Paul was living, Stefan was living in the backyard.
Exactly. So, I mean, they were right there. But yeah, they were almost complete strangers for each other in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
I love the dinner scene with Barbara and then Stefan and Taylor, and you know, they're talking about Stefan living at home, and I think Taylor says something like, "Why did you come to the front door when you just live in the backyard?" And then like Taylor looks out the window and Stefan says something along the lines of, "That is a single family home, a private dwelling." I don't have the line written down, but it was so funny.
I love the whole dynamic there, and you can tell their mom has tried so hard to just get them together, and she's being a mother. She wants her sons to behave and love each other. You know?
She wants this to be a good family Christmas without any fighting, like any mother would.
Yeah.
By the way, I love the woman who played the mom. I know her from the TV series Gossip Girl. She played Blair Waldorf's mom. And And I just love her. I love that she's very different from. I mean, there was a lot of similarities, but a lot of the time, like especially whenever she was getting on to the boys, she did that quite a bit with Blair and the different characters on the show. So that kind of came out. But I loved that she was in the movie.
Was it that actress or was it the aunt that was actually in the original Three Men and a Baby?
It was the mom, Margaret Collin.
Yeah. That was actually in the original.
Oh, I didn't even know she was even in the original movie. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Also, I have to mention cameos from 3 SSD.
I knew as soon as I saw it on the screen, I'm like, oh my God, Nicole and Kerri, you're gonna freak out.
Jeff, who of course plays Norman.
Yes.
Norman.
Chris Gauthier, who plays Chris Gauthier, who plays Norman's cousin Serge.
Yes.
Or Gauthier.
Serge from the pawn shop.
Yeah. Or Gauthier. I apologize if I said his name.
I'm terrible about pronunciation, so don't worry about it.
And Jill Teed, who played Oliver's lawyer in Truth Be Told.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that one.
Yeah.
I only know Norman so far. I haven't gotten that far in SSD yet, but
I won't spoil it.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
You're gonna love it.
I love Tyler's character in this because he's just like so grumpy without like he wasn't like a Scrooge, but like he was still grumpy and like his like Tyler and like all three of them are so like their comedic timing is like perfect. So perfect in this movie. I'm trying to remember their names. I mean, Taylor and Tyler I can work with.
Yeah.
But the others are gonna get
it's Luke, Stefan, and Taylor.
Taylor.
Okay.
I also, real quick, I have to mention another brief cameo from Preston Vanderslice from Mystery 101.
You're gonna have to remind me which one that is.
He played the guy Christian, I think is his name, that Taylor met with at the restaurant. Okay. Sometime in the movie. I can't remember at what point in the movie, but
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I love how Hallmark is bringing other actors from different things in cameo.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's like another movie that we're going to be covering, A Southern Family Christmas, that Wes Brown is in it as her boss. Yeah. Like, it's a bit part, really. But, I mean,
part of me wonders if Hallmark has been listening to us and like how we want all these different actors to work together in like one movie.
Hallmark is starting to listen. I really do think Hallmark is finally starting to listen to us. I'm hoping at least because like we've like me and Kerri have always said we want more comedy in these movies because last year like there were good movies, don't get me wrong, but they were just so sickly sweet with nothing but romance. Like it was always about the couples and like maybe a little saying here and there to kind of add them funny, but it wasn't like it was nothing like these movies.
Yeah,
I mean these are just so and this movie was so perfectly balanced with the funny and the heartfelt moments also.
Who else thinks we need a Hallmark all-star movie with like tons of our favorites?
I'm here for it because I love those movies. Like an example is or two examples that are coming to my mind right now of older movies that are like that I love are Greatest Story Ever Told and the How the West Was Won. And both of those, John Wayne did like a 3-second cameo in Greatest Story Ever Told. You know, and so I mean these are like all-star casts. It doesn't matter how small the part is.
Like I can see like if they did like a big movie, I can, and like they didn't want to get everyone like a huge part, or maybe like Tyler or Andrew or like already kind of in the middle of shooting a movie and they couldn't necessarily do like a big cameo. I can like literally see them walking in the background, talking to each other while drinking coffee or something, just like walking in the background.
Well,
like,
I mean, Tyler,
really funny.
Wasn't Tyler like a waiter or something in My Christmas Family Tree?
Andrew and Tyler both made cameos on each other's movies. I can't remember exactly which ones. I know Andrew played a waiter, and I think Tyler played.
Tyler was the waiter for Andrew's movie, and I think Andrew was like just a pretty much a background person, like in a restaurant or something.
I think if I remember correctly, I haven't seen it in a while. There's a fly flying around my room. What is it with me and bugs? I swear.
We all have our things. Either my stuff is not going right with technology, Kerri's is not going right with technology, and you have your bugs.
Yep.
Okay. But anyway.
But can we like give a round of applause to Andrew with his like handstand thing that he did? Like, what was that? Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I really do need to get some Little West now, because like if I can do that while drinking Little West, I should definitely get some.
But I was gonna say, if I remember correctly, I haven't seen it in a while, but I think Andrew in Tyler's movie last year played another guest, like coming into the restaurant, or a customer.
Probably, yeah. But I know they cameoed on each other's thing, and it was so cute because like apparently, Andrew's son West was at his cousin's house. They were watching Three Wise Men and a Baby at her cousin's a friend's house or something like that, and you could hear West telling her friend, "That's my cousin," pointing to Tyler.
Oh,
so cute.
That's cute.
I was like, oh, he said it like 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, oh my god, that's adorable.
This scene was really brief.
Romance is so awesome. Like they literally have the best romance of Hallmark.
Like you kind of wonder, like how are they not like? It would be like, I love that obviously they're kin through his marriage to Andrew's wife, Cass. But it's like you almost feel like, which one is he kin to, because they're like so close to each other.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%. Can we also mention, like, this to me took me back to my favorite, like, of kind of overall past Hallmark Christmas movies that they've done is 9 Lives of Christmas. So particular scenes like in the firehouse and stuff took me right back to that, because Andrew is now taking that role of being the hunky fireman that all the girls are crazy about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's like perfect for that role. Like the only thing that we were missing was him actually like in the full thing, going and actually doing something. That was the only thing that was kind of missing. But like still, I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved
it. They get what is it? The third false alarm at the beauty salon that month.
Yeah.
The girl's like
911 emergency helpline. Well, we said that at the same time.
Active women of Spruce Grove.
You have to repeat that. You cut out.
Cut out.
Sorry, y'all. We don't know what to do with our technology.
I have the line written down. I have the line written down. Just a humble civil servant bringing joy to the attractive women of Spruce Grove. And then I think one of his fellow firefighters said something. I can't remember if it was the girl or I can't remember if it was the guy, or I can't remember if it. Yeah,
I think it was the girl.
I think it was the girl who said something. And then Luke says, somebody's got to work around here.
Yeah.
Also, can we mention a scene before that when Taylor is walking home after getting fired from his job, and he sees Mark, who was a high school rival. And Mark says, nice flower. Does it come with a walker and some fuzzy slippers? Taylor, nice truck. Did it come with an unearned sense of self-confidence? Matt, no. It came with the snowmobile. Taylor, cool. You got a bulb out. And then I think Mark says something, or like Mark starts to look at the lights hung up on his house, and he says, Taylor says, "Not talking about your lights."
I love Tyler so much because he's just so like flash, like he doesn't even have like an expression on his face when he says these jokes. It's like stone face just naturally coming out of his mouth, and it kills you. It just like if you automatically are just like blown away and like laughing your head off, and he's just like standing there like all nonchalant, like as if it's not like just another Tuesday, messing with Mark the neighbor.
And the funny lines with Taylor continue. The morning after Luke gets the baby at the firehouse, Thomas, and Taylor says, "Do you have a baby? How long was I asleep?"
Yeah.
I love that Paul comes in. He's like,
"Who has the baby?
Whose baby? Is that a baby?"
And then Taylor says, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm an uncle." And Taylor says, "Congratulations, Stefan. Well, isn't this shaping up to be an unexpected Christmas?" How did that even happen?
I love Tyler's line right here. I mean, this one was I died. Like I literally just started dying laughing when he starts sitting down and he goes,
you see Stefan, when two people love each other very
I would not be able to be these two boys' mother. I would not. I would be either like insane, ready to go to a mental hospital, or like my Google box would be going like malfunctioning from laughing so much. It would be like
all love each other very much.
And I love
being a boy mom.
Yeah.
You learn how to deal.
Yes, exactly. Because I mean, what else are you gonna do? You can't really do much with these boys. You can't. But I love going back to the scene before we obviously have Andrew get Thomas. But I love his Christmas gift from the firehouse for his house.
Fire alarm doorbell.
The fire alarm doorbell
yes.
that he got from his firefighter family. And like obviously they were like messing with him about like how his house is still not finished, and they're like he's like, "Oh, it's only been like 8 months." He's like, "It's been 10." He's like, "Well," just like he's like shut down. But
I also thought it was sweet how the fire chief was talking about being a grandfather, I believe.
Yeah,
and he
like,
showed the onesie.
Yeah, this is like the best gift ever.
Yeah,
and like, and I love that kind of like bleeds obviously into the movie and everything, and how obviously all three of these boys found out what's the real meaning of life, and like how like this is like it's not about the job, it's not about the fact that their father left them, it's not a fact about any of this, it's about like your life and what you want to do with it and everything and so forth.
They learned the real facts of life.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
I love the moment when Barbara is leaving to see Aunt Louise because she has had a fall and gotten injured and has a concussion. And Barbara says, "Luckily you have help." And she's talking to Luke at this point. And Stefan says, "Us? Taylor, what did we do?" Barbara, "We're family. If it happens to one, it happens to us all."
Yep. Can we also just say how sweet she was about Luke bringing home that baby in the middle of the night?
Yeah, that was
sweet. The scene of them like in the bed and her just like holding him, I was like, oh, it's so cute.
Yeah,
like,
and
I thought it was.
She's like, it would be okay, and he's like,
Mom, no,
it's not mine. It's not my kid. It's not mine. Even though he had like for a split second, he was kind of like wondering, like, is it not mine? No, it's not mine. It's not mine. It can't be mine. Like,
I love how he's like, no, trust me, I would know if I had a kid.
Yeah.
But yet, obviously, in the end, he completely forgets that he helped deliver him. Yeah. That made me laugh so hard, because it's like, how do you forget that? I mean, I understand you're a firefighter. You probably like help birth like children almost like a lot. Yeah. But like, come on.
Also, I have.
That's an interesting point of I wonder how much they block out of what they do. Because I mean, when you think about the traumatic stuff that they deal with, they have to pretty much shut it off and leave it at work.
Yeah, I know. I've always like, because that kind of is the same way of like how I look at people who have to, like EMTs and doctors and nurses and all of these people who do have to do that kind of stuff, who come upon a wreck or come upon things like that, or they lose a patient in surgery, or they try every effort to save this person whenever they get to the hospital, but they don't make it, no matter how much they put in the effort to save them. So yeah, I can kind of see that being the reason why he didn't at first remember her. But then again, we don't know exactly how old Thomas is. Like, he looks like he has to be at least 2 or 3 months old.
I would say he's more like a year, honestly, but I don't know.
Really?
I mean, he's not tiny.
No, he's not tiny, but I don't know. I probably guess maybe the oldest being 8 months. Because like,
by the way, can we also say that, Morgan, you and I were right on the order of the age of the brothers?
We were. Because, I mean, if you look at it, Taylor is totally the baby. Like, he's for sure the baby of the family. And obviously, Andrew's the oldest. So that kind of left Paul in the middle. But if you really look at it, Paul was like really the one that really shined as being true to what it is to be the middle child.
Yeah.
Even though me and Kerri don't really know what it's like to be the middle child, because we're the babies of the family.
I'm the oldest. I only have one sibling.
And,
so.
Yeah.
But still, there's kind of a type. The middle child, very often when you look at things like this, feels overlooked, quiet. The oldest
tends to hide away, tends to try and avoid the conflict, which is what Paul did.
Yeah.
When things were going on with his dad leaving, he kind of like literally hid, like they said, he hid in his room.
Yeah.
For the longest point of time. And then like obviously Taylor, when everything happened, he of course blows up. He starts rebelling a lot more and like trying to let his feelings out that way, which is kind of normal for the baby of the family to kind of do. And then, of course, being the oldest, Andrew's character, Luke, obviously steps up and he's like, I've got to be the man of the house. I've got to put all these responsibilities on me because, mom no longer has dad and like she can't do this by herself. She needs help. It just, they really brought the trueness of what it's like to be what order in the family.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, just the natural dynamic that all these guys have together makes us so much better. Like, what was I don't even remember what the conversation was where Taylor ends up holding Stefan's hand while he's like doing squats up and down with the baby. And what the heck was he even doing squats for?
So Mama died during that, but what happened was, from what I understand, Luke came home late again. Which caused the boys to pretty much have the baby the whole time and all that kind of stuff. So they were obviously kind of being like the mother and like getting on to the father for being late and having to have her be the one to take care of the kid. Well, he goes off and saves. And then of course Andrew's like, I was saving lives here.
I have it written down. Luke comes in and he wakes Thomas up after they've finally gotten him to sleep.
Yes.
And Luke says, I had a thing, Taylor. Oh, you had a thing. He had a thing. He had a thing.
Yeah.
Taylor, interesting. What was her name? What? And then he starts doing the squats. And Luke is talking about the text from Taylor and Stefan. And he says, they're usually just annoying cat gifs. Taylor, how dare you? Those are absolutely adorable. Don't let him get to you. And then he starts like holding Stefan's hand while still doing.
I love that it's totally like as if there's like sister wives or whatever, and they're just like supporting each other. The two are supporting each other against the unruly, ungrateful father who's just like abused their love and affection, and they're just like,
and then
they're petty. And
then Luke says, "Okay, why don't you two take a breather before you, I don't know, evaporate? It's just a baby. It's just a baby." And as Luke is saying that line, you can see Stefan is like, or I should say Paul, you could see that Paul was just about to start cracking up. Like,
yeah. And it's so funny because he helped write the script and it's still like, I guess him actually having it delivered back to him. He's like, okay, I can't do this.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, can we jump back though? Because we're jumping all over the place per usual.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you have to with this kind of movie. It's just so much.
I did want to mention,
yes,
when their mom is leaving and they find out that Taylor got fired by him saying, I have things. And Luke says, did you get fired? And then they hand him I think the baby monitor or something.
Yeah, he's like, what's
this?
I gotta do this. Yeah.
Okay.
Figure it out.
And I have to mention the next scene with Taylor.
That's the one I'm trying to get to. Yes.
In the game room
Kerri.
with Thomas.
Go ahead, Kerri.
Oh my gosh.
So you're a baby.
Yeah.
That's cool. How's that going?
What do babies do? They do probably what you're doing right now.
Asking if he likes music.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts playing with the drumsticks. And
I love that he looks at the baby. He's like, you a gamer? Like, so serious. Like, you're a gamer?
My man. Now you're speaking my language. And then he starts putting the headphones on and Thomas starts crying and he says, I'm so sorry. What have I done? Turned on me quick, pal.
Oh, and then him going to the grocery store.
Baby stuff. I won.
Baby's like, oh, how old is he? And he said, that many years old. And then the woman, tells him like which ones to get. She's like, I think he may need a little diaper change.
We may have to evacuate the store.
What's funny is we actually know Tyler is good with kids.
But and like obviously whenever he gets home, he's just like sitting there so defeated, so tired, so exhausted. Paul's just like looking at him like, what happened? Like, what's going on with you?
And says, Jeepers, you look possessed. Taylor says, you have no idea what I have seen today.
Hey.
Sneezed on, cried
on, spit up on, as well as
several other things that I don't care to relive.
I was escorted by a 10-year-old, escorted out of 2 different stores, accused wrongfully of theft. It's been like 2 hours. But Stefan says something before that. Like, okay, I think you're being a little too... And then I think Taylor cuts him off.
And he says there's formula in the cupboards. He eats like
every seven seconds or something. Yeah.
And then Stefan decides he's gonna make cookies while Taylor goes to retrieve his watch.
Yeah.
And okay, can we also talk about
the accent?
Well, I wasn't even thinking about that, but they're trying to bathe the baby.
Oh yeah, and Taylor squirts him with the water.
Was that such a Uncle Jesse and Joey moment?
Yeah.
Right there, or what?
Yes.
That reminds me so much of that scene of them in the kitchen and like they're kind of like Joey's holding the baby, like keeps like moving her and like Jesse's like squirting the water on her butt.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it definitely took me back to that scene.
Oh my gosh, yes, that is
Tyler
hilarious.
would be the best role. Like if they ever like rebooted that series, which I really hope they don't do that kind of thing. But if they want to kind of draw inspiration from that and do a movie where it's kind of like that, where it's like a man who's like lost his wife, has 3 kids, and like the 2 come in. Like I can see Andrew playing like Danny's character. I can see Paul doing Joey, and I can see Tyler being Jesse.
Yeah,
and, like all kind of banding together and doing all that. I can see that happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we got to finish casting this. So if Andrew is Danny, Paul is Joey, and Tyler is Jesse, who's Aunt Becky?
Ooh.
Nikki.
No,
well,
she's Tyler's girl, not Andrew's.
Sorry.
I would have to say his chemistry with Holland in his movie Time for Him to Come Home for Christmas was really good.
Yeah,
I love them together.
It was really good.
I haven't seen Full House in a while, so I forgot the.
It's okay. I don't
who's with who.
It wasn't until the reboot that we even found out Danny even got remarried. It happened off season.
Yeah.
Because like in the end of Full House, I don't think he had several girlfriends, but like I think only 2 were ever really that serious.
Oh yes, that's
and
right.
It was like
I remember
later, whenever the kids were like, I mean, DJ was about to graduate or was in like her senior year, and like Stephanie was in high school and Michelle was like in like elementary school before he actually had anyone serious. And then Joey never really gotten involved with anyone.
No. But you're right. I remember now, Jesse and Becky. No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but when you said Joey never got with anyone, Joey never really got anyone serious, I could just picture him doing the cut it out.
Cut it.
Which is so funny because like in Fuller House, he ends up being married with like 5 kids.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He ended up like having the most kids and like the wife and everything and like a gig in Las Vegas. So it was like, what happened?
I can picture it.
Yeah,
I can picture it.
And of course, Becky and Uncle Jesse are going strong.
So who would be Becky Holland?
I like Holland.
I would think Holland because I feel like she had a lot of they had a lot of chemistry in this movie.
Yeah,
a lot. Like I don't know why, but I feel like Tyler's way, like, and of course I can't even really remember any of the other people that he's kind of had a serious romantic thing, because I wouldn't even say, like, I feel like they even had better chemistry than him and Aaron, and that says something, because like him and Aaron in It Was Always You was palpable, but for some reason I really feel like he has a deeper chemistry with Holland than he did with Aaron.
Him and Lacey have done a couple of movies together, I think, and they have pretty good, but I don't feel like, I just don't picture Lacey as Becky. Like I just don't see
because like she wouldn't even have, like they wouldn't actually need, like, but one thing about it is like Aunt Becky was the co-host to Wake Up San Francisco with Danny, so they would have to have that kind of chemistry too. And I feel like Holland would probably have good chemistry with Andrew as well, because I mean,
although I think it's Andrew that we've been saying that he could have chemistry with a rock.
Yeah.
And Tyler's like a close second to that.
He's a close second, but you could tell.
Yeah, Andrew's definitely tops.
Yeah.
But Andrew's tops, but Tyler's like a close second. I feel like it's really hard to describe, because it's like Andrew is the undisputed king of Hallmark.
Yeah.
Undisputed. But I feel like Tyler is Hallmark's golden boy.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's like, it's like there's this fine line there of, how do you define
Have you guys noticed that we had, like, I was even thinking about this the other day before we get back on another tailspin. I was thinking this the other day. It's like we're in Andrew Tyler mode. And then whenever When Calls the Heart airs, we're going to start talking about Kevin again. Because I've noticed we hardly mentioned Kevin at all, which is saying something with me. But, like, right now I'm, like, in my Andrew mode. Like, and you're in your Tyler mode. And then, like, when Calls the Heart airs, that's when we're going to start being like, Kevin.
Hey, I'll still figure out a way to get Tyler on When Calls the Heart.
Oh, yeah. I feel like we'll still be able to get Andrew and Tyler into the conversation somehow, because I mean, for crying out loud, we're talking about Full House right now when we're supposed to be reviewing The 3 Wise Men and Baby. So I mean, I feel like it's honestly like we have no limits for our tailspin.
Hey, at least we didn't get in a galaxy far, far away, okay?
Oh my god,
that was top tier delusion. That night. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, you guys just haven't watched our lives. I'm telling you, delusion control.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out like what time we were going to record today, and we said 11, and Nicole's like AM or PM. I was thinking, well, PM could get a little interesting.
It would definitely be causing a lot of commotion on here. It would probably who knows how long.
We would be more delusional. All right now, okay, like I'm crying right now, laughing.
So, trying to get back on the movie real quick. I love that, like, when Luke gets home, he's just like looking at them and they're just like reeling. They're just like, what have we gotten ourselves into? Like, what have you done to us? Like, you're the reason why he's here, and like you're not even here taking care of him, and like we're having to take care of him. And then he's like, y'all just like leave. Just go. I got him. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And
I love when he says, it's just a baby. And they look at each other like, it's just a baby.
The baby.
Like, just mock you. Like, oh, it's so good. Like, it's so easy for you to say it's just a baby when you haven't even been taking care of him since you got him.
I thought this scene was kind of funny when Stefan was at Susie's home and she is talking about how she's a seamstress in her company, and then she's asking him where she should be during his session with her puppy because he's a pet therapist. And she's like, right here, and he's like, no, right here, no. And then I think the third time she's like, right here or something like that. And then he says, more like in the next house. And then she
I loved watching their relationship develop.
Yeah.
It was so cute. So cute. I loved how she did not judge him for being the way that he was. When they were in the park and he's like about to hyperventilate, wanting to hide from this guy, and she just takes over the conversation and directs the guy away, like trying to actually protect him.
Yeah.
That was just so sweet watching them together. They did this movie was very well cast.
Yeah, it was. And I loved that they were not the usual typecast for a Hallmark movie. You know what I mean? They're not usually going to pick the ones that kind of seem more nerdy or more like that kind of area. You know what I mean? Right. Where it's like, because you can kind of see like she has her quirkiness, he's got his quirkiness and stuff. They usually don't do that kind of a pairing, but it was so perfect for them because like where the other one was lacking, the other one fit. It's like they were like these puzzle pieces for each other. And also, at first I didn't know if I was gonna like it, but I quit very quickly. Like changed my mind. I started. To really like
also, can we jump back to the morning after when Luke is in the kitchen baking cookies and singing, and walk in, and Taylor says, "Are you baking and singing?" Stefan walks in and goes, "What's happening here?
Did you bake? Why aren't they burnt?"
Okay, I know that we get like it's hard for us not to talk over each other, but can we please? My phone is like echoing right now because both of you are talking. Okay, so let one person just talk about what's going on because like it's echoing, and I'm like, what is going on?
Go ahead, Kerri.
But when Stefan walks in and goes, "What's happening here? Did you bake? Did he bake? Did you bake?" Turning back and forth. Why is it hurt? Why is the baby crying? Why aren't you crying?
I loved Paul in that scene because he was just like, he was the one that was always freaking out about everything. He's like, this is not how things usually go. This is not how it usually goes. You're supposed to be crying. He's supposed to be crying because we were crying when he was crying when we had him. So this is not how this should be going for you. You should be like, they're like, I feel like they already imagined what was going to be happening whenever they came to the house. They could see him like covered in spit up, covered in stuff, like how they were. And they were like,
the fact that Luke was just so calm, he's like changed in bed, Bert bathed, he's already put the swing together. Uncle Luke's got this. And Taylor
taking one of the cookies.
He took all of them, just had them in his fingers like he was Wolverine or something.
Yeah.
Just like had them all sticking through his fingers and like.
But I love how they had Luke be like just the calm, everything's great. He's like super dad going on over here,
Which is fitting. I mean, does Paul have kids? Because I know Tyler doesn't have kids.
I think Paul does have at
Paul
least
does
one.
Too. Okay. It kind of makes sense for Andrew because like Andrew has 2 boys. So Andrew's pretty used to having daddy duty of like having to handle the kids and stuff. So I feel like that was kind of fitting. Plus he's the oldest.
Let's hope he has never done what Luke did.
I was about to mention that. Can we just talk about bringing the wrong baby home? That baby looked terrified.
Yeah. Did you see its hair? Oh my gosh. That baby had like, I had that much hair when I was born. I'm not even lying to you guys. When I was born, I had a full-on head full. Like they had to put like hairpins in my hair, like whenever I was in the NICU, because like it kept getting in my face and stuff. But so like when I was
his eyes were just
like, oh my God, like please do not tell me I looked like that when I was a baby, or else I'm going to die. Like that baby's hair was just like, poof.
He was just like.
I wonder how long it took the hairstylist to do that.
Right,
like a set hairstylist to do that. They're like putting hairspray on this baby. But I love because they're like picking on Luke the entire time, still convinced he's the dad of this kid, you know. And then when he brings that baby home and Stefan goes over there to check on him, he's like, Luke, whose baby is this? He's like, don't you think that joke's getting a little old? No, seriously, Luke, whose baby is this?
That baby was like, where is my mother? I want my mother. You're not my real dad.
Was it Taylor that's like, that's not our baby?
Our baby.
Yeah, Tyler, yeah, Taylor was like, yeah, that's not our baby.
I love Luke trying to explain to the cop what happened. He's like, it could happen to anybody. And the cop's like, no, actually, this is the first.
And like, the boys never let Luke live that down. Even
never mind his brothers, the guys at the station.
Oh my God.
Because it's like, if you think siblings are bad,
your work family is definitely worse, because they're like, I don't have any emotional ties to you. You're just like a coworker, so I'm going to butcher you as much as I can.
Yeah. We had to pause for just a minute, and I got a milkshake.
I'm so jealous right now.
I'm so jealous.
It's chocolate. It's chocolate, if anybody. It's been a chocolate milkshake week, okay? It's been a double fudge yoo-hoo week, okay? And only fools will understand that. Nicole, I know you got me on that.
It's a double fudge kind of day.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, but to get back to what we were talking about. Okay, so after Luke has to, explain to this cop how he ends up with the wrong baby.
Mm-hmm.
And we also talk about him and Taylor wrestling.
And then they break.
Wade just so easily just locks them. Just I
don't have a feeling it's not the first time this has happened.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, I love the behind the scenes photo that Tyler and Andrew both posted, because that's full on them. Because you can do that. I can see them have they definitely have had wrestling matches before too in their lives together.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I mean is I can picture the two of them.
Oh,
Andrew and Tyler
characters.
No.
Oh my God.
No, I meant Andrew and Tyler.
I can see that.
They broke their mother's favorite Christmas decoration.
Which we never saw a conclusion to that. We never saw her be like, where's this and this? Where's that? And or then rushing to buy another one.
I think she was too relieved that everybody was still alive to care.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think she was too relieved that the baby was still alive.
The house is still standing. The baby's alive. The three brothers have not killed each other, and they're all getting along. Who cares about the snowman?
They actually even decorated the house,
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we just mention Stefan's speech? Because that was great. It was short, but it was great.
Yeah. Go for it.
I think it definitely needed to be said, and I think it really brought out what was really going on between each of them.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever that, because obviously in every Hallmark there's always that climax where it's everything kind of goes wrong too. So
yeah, I don't have the speech written down, but I just loved how he said, none of us have done what we were supposed to do. None of us have been taking care of Thomas like we should, and we all need to work together.
Yeah.
Okay, but the scene of them all making pallets on the floor and all three of them, all like two of them holding his hand, and then like you have Tyler having like his hand on his belly. I was like, that would have been the perfect part for them to like sing him to sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I thought that it was just really cute, just simply as it was at the same time. But I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't think it was possible to be any more in love with these three than I already am.
Right? I mean, they just like, oh my gosh. And like me and Mom were actually driving in the car. And we were kind of just talking about it and stuff. And I was like, this is the kind of movie, like, I'm not one of these people that can rewatch a movie over and over and over again. Like, I have rare exceptions, and one of those is like Princess Diary 2, not Princess Diary 1, and like, you know, maybe one or two of our other movies. But like, this is definitely a Hallmark movie that I can watch over and over and over every single year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just clicked all the boxes.
Yeah. Them dressing as elves. We got to talk about that.
Okay, before they dress as elves, you know, when they start into the
Uh-oh. Kerri, you're breaking up, sweetheart. I think the milkshake took her out. Okay, there we go.
Hang on.
There we go. I was gonna say,
it literally, y'all.
Name hates us.
There she goes again. Until you guys are always having something going on.
I don't know what to do. Can somebody tell me what the heck I'm supposed to do with my technology?
I think it's a good thing that my brother is currently taking IT classes because we need it desperately.
Yeah. Okay. When they first start into like all the Christmas village area where they're gonna pick up a tree and stuff, and y'all, I apologize so bad for all the technology glitches. It is what it is.
Fur, the noble fur, my noble sirs, is the noblest of noble, for sure.
Yes. I loved Stefan. I loved Stefan in this movie. I loved all of them. I really did.
That was actually after the elf scene, but
yeah, but when they're walking in, and you know, they're talking about it's such a great idea, whatever, and Taylor takes one of the
candy canes
off of the decoration and starts eating it, and then tries to hand one to Luke, who doesn't want it, and Stefan reaches for it, and Taylor just hangs it on another decoration as he's walking.
That I must have missed that because but that's what you have to really watch this movie, because like if you're not paying attention, and it's hard to pay attention to all three of them because it's just like, you know,
well,
like,
it's a subtle
so
humor,
subtle.
but it is so good.
But there's so many like subtle little moments between all of them, whether it's like facial expressions or like what they're doing. And like Tyler is known for his subtle little things that he does in all of his movies. Because like you just don't see it happening. You're not really paying attention to him, especially if someone else is like saying a line. So you're focusing on them because they're saying something, and you're not thinking about Tyler over here trying to like, you know, do his thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. If you have not watched this movie, first of all, are you living under a rock? You need to go watch it. If I can watch it, you can watch it.
Yeah.
Pay close attention, because I'm telling you, it's like the subtleness of what they do. All three of them have their own little subtle things that they do, but yeah.
There's a lot of physical comedy in this, which is a lost art. Physical comedy is honestly a lost art. And you and I love physical comedy so much. It just,
we've been begging for it to come back to Hallmark.
I know.
Ever.
Hallmark,
I like
listening to our podcast. Is Hallmark listening to our podcast?
Hi, Hallmark.
Hi.
Hire us. We're really good, you know, story creators.
We are.
But yeah, I love that they were like, and then they were like, let's have Thomas pick. Let's have Thomas pick up the tree, since we all can't like pick out the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, those elf costumes. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I wish we could have seen, because like Luke just kind of went off and did his own thing there. Yeah. I wish we could have seen him like having to talk them into it.
Yes.
I feel like that would have been so hilarious.
A deleted scene.
Yeah.
Because I don't see how they could have not filmed that.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they probably had so many ideas already like written in the script, and then like obviously whenever they got like kind of like started filming things, they probably did have to cut a lot of stuff out. Because I mean, like when you've got these three together, it's like endless possibilities, endless number of scenes and stuff that could have been recorded.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Them preparing to decorate for the contest and Taylor dressing as a knight. He's like
medieval Christmas. Jinx by Minnesota.
I haven't heard that in a while. I love that. Oh my god. I even like texted you guys while I was watching. I literally just texted you guys medieval Christmas.
I like how he just throws the costume or the sword.
He just like drops it all and just like looks at it. I'm like, seriously? Like, it's a good idea, guys. Seriously? Yeah.
Right? For him.
I know. It's like he's always like, every time he comes up with an idea, nobody wants to hear him out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. But them talking because they all kind of get fed up with each other, kind of go their separate ways, and Stefan ends up watching the baby while Taylor is talking to, I cannot think of the girl's name.
Fiona,
thank you. Well, Taylor goes to talk to Fiona, and they've all kind of had it. Luke's at his little presentation thing at work and whatever, and Stefan discovers the rash on the baby, and he like, calls his brothers. Yeah.
What do I do?
So he calls his brothers. I loved the fact that Kimberly made a cameo in this movie as the doctor in that. I love the fact that she was like, you can't write this stuff because she wrote the author make a cameo. That is the perfect line.
Like her and Paul did such an incredible job on the script. Like, oh my gosh.
110%. Pure gold.
At least in my
people would be surprised how many scripts Paul has wrote for Hallmark. He's really, I think he's wrote quite a few.
At least in my opinion, I think this is one of Paul's best roles.
Yeah. Absolutely.
100%.
And of course, Andrew and Tyler did a great job too, as always.
Yes,
there's no doubt about that.
I mean, that's a given. Like we're bragging so much on Andrew and Tyler because they're our favorites. We can't help it. Paul, we love you too, but these two, like, we just love them.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But we do have some love for Paul. I mean, he kind of brought out the quirkiness that needed to be brought out into this kind of role. They need to have these guys be different, though. They need to be different from each other. I love, and this is not a scene that actually came in the movie. I don't think was in the movie. They didn't ice skate in the movie, did they?
No.
No, that was behind the scenes. I love the behind the scene video.
I wish we got to see that.
I think that was a deleted scene actually, because in a particular interview that one of them did, I think it was Tyler, he says something about that last day when they were on the ice. When they're filming and they're on the ice. So I think that had to have been a deleted scene.
We need like a director's cut. We need like every scene that's ever filmed for this movie needs to be on it.
Right?
Along with a blooper reel. Because I have filmed the blooper reel for that movie. It's even more gold.
Let's see. Harry Ingram, who directed Chesapeake Shores, or at least some of the episodes. Can we please get a director's cut of this movie?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty please. With sugar?
It's like the video that he put on his.
I'll share my milkshake.
That's a true honor. That is a true honor. We don't share food around here. None of us share food.
Okay, now that goes back to friends. Joey does not share food.
Oh my gosh.
But I love that because like I get to.
He wouldn't share his grape with you? No, not me, Emma.
Joey, and he just like looks at her like, yeah, that's right. I don't share with a baby. I don't share food. But I love that, like, and it's kind of really
me, Joey.
Yeah. But I wish we would have gotten that scene in there because that was hilarious. Them like, because like we had like Tyler and Andrew just skating like they like were trained ice skaters, and you got Paul over there struggling because he even has like the baby in the stroller. And he was like trying to get them to move out of the way because he was just like plummet in there.
That would be me. That would be me.
I would have never even moved off the siding of the skating rink. What are you talking about? I would have been still like clinging to the side of the skating rink. I'm from the South, the deep down South, where we don't do that.
I would really love to learn how to ice.
I would love to learn too. I would love to learn. Yeah.
I think our biggest thing is if we wouldn't be afraid of falling. I think if we would just,
I fear of getting sliced up by someone's blades. Are you kidding me? I feel like I would just like fall down flat and like someone would skate across my fingers and I would lose all my fingers.
Well, I can't say I've ever been on a rink that had that many people on it that I was worried about that. But I've only been ice skating like once or twice. But my thing is I'm always afraid of falling and breaking something. And but I'm like, if I would, because I was watching football the other day and I'm like, it's amazing there's not more like broken bones and everything in this sport than there is, considering how much they're getting tackled to the ground, like not just falling, they're getting tackled with like 200 and 300 pounds on top of them, and then other guys dumping on top of them. And it's like, it's a wonder. It's like our bodies are more resilient than we think they are.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Can we talk about the back and forth competition between the brothers and Mark for the Christmas decoration contest?
Him trying to pull the stop.
Oh wait, we totally skipped something. When the girls came over. Fiona's over like, helping them, and then is coming over.
The dance routine.
Like it just came out of nowhere. Next thing you know, you're looking at the screen and like Andrew is picking Tyler up as if he weighs like 5 pounds, and you're like seeing him all elegant like a ballerina, and you're just like, what is going on? Like it came out of nowhere.
It killed me, to be honest. Was Tyler just acting
like it came? I loved it because it just like as soon as they heard like the tune.
Yeah.
Like they just out of nowhere.
Just and then like one of them was like,
yeah. What? Yeah, like it makes you think of like something out of an old Hollywood movie where it's like some kind of old Asian harem or something. Like some kind of harem dance or something.
It kind of looked like they were trying to make like a totem pole kind of thing where you have people like trying to I loved it. I did watch that scene specifically so many times simply because it's like it was gold.
And then
oh yeah.
Yeah.
like they were even doing it like in between the commercial breaks. Like at the end of the movie, they started doing it. Just like, oh my god. I honestly was expecting them. I was honestly expecting them to do it again for like the crowd whenever they were doing like the contest. For some reason, I thought they would start doing it because they started having like the pressure and like all of a sudden, like Andrew just grabs Tyler. Yeah. And so I was like, what the heck? Like, what
can we just talk about that scene? The contest when the fire truck gets there with the Star of Bethlehem. on the front.
The only thing that bothered me was the fact that they didn't even know anything about the story. Like they were kind of like winging it, which I get. They were kind of like under a lot of stress and stuff like that. But like,
and none of them were really good, like in front of people speakers. So especially Stefan. So it was like all of their minds were going blank. Like they're not even
like all of them only had like one brain cell, and all of them were fighting to stay alive in that moment.
The performance was funny.
It was.
And I'm actually kind of glad that they didn't win, because I feel like if they won, it was simply because it was them and not necessarily because their performance was actually what they, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I wish they would have won simply because it is them.
I thought Mark's line was funny. I don't have what he wrote down. I don't have what he said written down, but he said something about the performance was, or the thing was kind of weird, but the performance was sick.
I love how he said a keg of eggnog. Like, where do you get a keg of eggnog? I've never even had eggnog, and I'm telling you, I don't know if I can handle a keg of it.
I have to mention this. The woman that was like, I guess, reporting on the contest. She says, out of the dark to challenge Leclerc. Will they miss the mark or hit it out of the park?
Yeah. I mean, that's good on the spot rhyming. I gotta say, my brain would not work that quick.
No.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kerri. I know you're about to say something.
I love the mom kind of comes in and she starts singing, trying like
I love that.
Can we also talk about that was kind of a Hallmark has been doing some different stuff lately, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But that the fact that they didn't win the contest, because in any Hallmark movie, that is a staple. You know this person's gonna win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the fact that they didn't win, you know, that's actually kind of a variant off of Hallmark's norm, and I like it.
Yeah, I like it too, because I mean, it really does show you that Hallmark is growing, and they're not trying to be so predictable, and they're not trying to be, you know, too unrealistic at the same time. Also, speaking of unrealistic, like the birth mother showing up.
Yeah.
Obviously, we finally find out that Andrew's character Luke was not the father.
Yeah.
But Andrew's character Luke helped her give birth to the baby, to Thomas. But like, can we talk about the fact that, I mean, and I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, then I'll admit that I'm wrong. But like, I feel like if that actually happened in real life, CPS would have been called on that woman.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why they didn't turn the baby over, because
they didn't say anything. Yeah.
Because they knew that she would have problems if they did. So because they didn't say anything, then you know, nobody's the wiser.
It was kind of crazy because like and of course, because they're like, but one of the reasons why everyone thought that was his baby was because in the note they called Luke by name, like Luke, you know, I'll be back
my baby.
Christmas. Please take care of my baby. And like obviously we find out the reason why she said Luke was because he was the one that helped her give birth to him. Like he delivered her. Delivered Thomas. And I remember like you could just see their faces. They all of a sudden were like, oh yeah, we don't get to keep the baby. He's not actually ours. We were just like babies. And then like reality kind of set in, and they were like, oh my god, we're never gonna be able to see him again. Like it was so sad, but it was also like, you know,
I wonder if the mom like saw Thomas on the TV.
She probably saw him on the TV, and that's probably how she found out that, like,
maybe, I don't know. But also, can we go back to Stefan and Susie?
Yes,
when they finally got that.
Yeah.
We can't hear you.
Oh crap!
Now we can.
Oh brother, I was saying, y'all, I'm about to throw my stuff out the window. It's always something. It's always something. I was saying how cute Stefan and Susie were because they're both so awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were so cute.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor making
And
things
of course,
right.
yeah, and Taylor gets his job back.
Yeah. I like how we
And of
see
course,
Jeff in
like,
the background. So
having Luke come to the birth mom's house and like giving him the Christmas ornament that they made. Like, how funny was it whenever they were actually making, kind of going backwards, whenever Paul and Taylor started having like the Christmas ornament made, and then like he was trying to tell Fiona, like, it's not my kid, like, it's not my kid, it's Luke's kid. And, like, actually it's not Luke's kid. Like, I love, like, at the hospital whenever like she was asking like who the dad is, like both Tyler and Stefan just like backed up, and like Luke just like stayed like
yeah.
like those like little moments where it was still like, this is Luke's kid. And then in the end, it ends up being Luke's kid because he ends up getting together with the mom. I love that. Like, to know that like that baby, even though he may not ever know like his biological father, to have the man that actually delivered him be his dad. Oh my God, I love that. It's so cute.
Yeah. Can we also, this just reminded me when you talked about them going back to the store, the fact that Taylor bought adult diapers.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm telling you guys, like, there's so much stuff jam-packed into this movie, but it doesn't feel jam-packed. It just really just feels so perfect. Like, the timing of each thing was just so perfect.
Yeah.
Like, this movie, I'm telling you, it's like number one on my list because it was just like, it had the heart, it had the heartfeltness of it, it had like the emotional part of it, it had like, and the romantic part was really great. Like, I love how each relationship was so different, and because each boy was so different and everything like that. But like, the romance was good, but it was kind of like just putting like the whipped cream and sprinkles on top of a sundae. It added to it, but it wasn't like the make or break thing. It was the relationship between the brothers.
It was the underlying story.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't the most important part. The most important part was like these boys taking care of this baby and like finding and like rebuilding a relationship between each other.
Yeah. And then of course we round off the movie at Luke's new house.
With the firefighter doorbell.
Yes, with the firefighter doorbell. And of course their dance. Again, I love how the girls are expecting it this time. They're like, oh, yep, here we go.
Yeah, the scene.
It's like a Christmas tradition between all of them every year from now on. And I can see them like one day in the future, like teaching Thomas the dance.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love that they got him like a firefighter hat and like put him in, like, that was so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. The movie literally ends with.
Yeah. It was, man, Andrew, Tyler, Paul, if any of you guys are watching this, bravo, excellent, perfection, gold.
Yep.
Like, forget the frankincense, forget the myrrh, just give us the gold, and you gave it.
Forget the Frankenstein, forget the gold, Frankenstein, and myrrh.
What?
Frankincense.
No, because that was a line in Andrew's movie last year, My Christmas Family Tree, when his character was meeting Amy Teagarden's character. Like, instead of saying frankincense, I think he said Frankenstein.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
That's so cute.
All right, so I think it's safe to say out of
10 out of 5.
Yeah.
I'm
out of
50 out of 5.
Colors. 50 I know, I'm like about to start taking my shoes off here. I can't count high enough.
I feel like 5 was all like, I feel like we just might as well not even stop at 5 anymore with any of these movies, because I'm telling you, like, any movie involving these guys is just like automatically a 10, Like they're so good at what they do. Like they're just so good.
You just made me think, all these things that's going around. They're a 10, but this is it. These guys are 10s and there is no but about it.
No buts about it.
Infinity over 10.
Right, I'm telling you guys, if this is just man, I can't wait to watch this movie again.
Yeah. This is one that I would not be shocked to see them release on DVD early. Like I have seen them released the same year. It's only happened once or twice, but I could see them doing it with this one. It was so good.
Oh yeah, and Mom's Mom's not really one to like buy a bunch of DVDs because of the fact that we have these subscriptions and stuff like that. We don't really need to do it, but she even said that she would buy the DVD.
Yeah,
I'm sure that they'll probably put it on Hallmark Movies now too.
Oh yeah.
Well, the biggest thing for me, I need it on DVD because we don't have Wi-Fi at the house. So the only way that like my dad's gonna watch it is if it's on DVD, and I can guarantee you he's gonna love this one.
I can't wait to hear your dad's reactions to everything. Oh my god.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he needs to be like, even though he doesn't really care about what we call the heart, but like he needs to be like Papa Hardy and like we've got Mama Hardy on my side. Like we need to get these two on Zoom together, like talking about this movie. I feel like that would be hilarious.
I don't think you would ever get my dad on.
No, I feel like it's gonna be hard to get my mom on, even though she like entertains our idea. I feel like she'd still be like, no.
See, when we get your mom on, we can all leave.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh my god, guys. I don't know. I'm telling you, she's just like, hello, story. She would be taking all our place. I mean, she would be a main attraction at Rama Drama.
Yep. 100%.
All right, guys, I think that just about wraps it. Even though I feel like we could spend centuries talking about Andrew, Tyler, this movie, everything. But we're gonna stop this episode, but don't worry, we've got plenty more to cover. In fact, we're gonna be covering Tyler's new movie. It's Time for Him to Come Home for Christmas, which is also gold, and more gold.
Oh.
So stay tuned for that. And yeah. Guess we'll see you guys later. Love you.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.